Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final game of today's Captain's Draft Tournament set. I'm Ultravox, joined by Arena Thunder, and we are presenting to you the game between Team Ripstick and Team Fruit Basket. Bands already flying out of the board. Zeri and Nautilus on one side, and Wukong taking off the board on the other.
Yeah, this time, between Ripstick and Fruit Basket, they've decided that no, they don't want Zeri or Wukong. Zeri because she's very annoying to deal with the high mobility in the mid late game, and I think Wukong because he's just such a good flex pick for any team that could have a jungler or a top lane that could, or even a mid lane that could play Wukong, right? I learned something new today. I didn't know what Ripstick was.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know until I learned, and I learned it's one of those things that you move like from side to side to keep going. I understand now why they call it a ripstick, because
Yeah,
if
yeah, look at
you
the picture. Look at the picture up in the top left. You see that?
yeah, if you overbalance too much, you could fall and go rip.
Yeah, you basically just gotta like pop a squat and wiggle your butt around to go forward. So it was a lot of people liked him, but it was kind of hard, you know.
I see some respect bans from Team Fruit Basket, also limiting Mizuza.
Oh my god.
Mid lane pool, we see that Victor Kale ban that we saw in FoF last season. On the other hand, we also see Team Ripstick banning away the Hook champions from Antunes.
Yeah, this seems very familiar. I was once in this position in this exact same draft, but yeah, fantastic decisions from both sides. Antunes is to be feared on those Hook champions, able to completely take over a game and kind of define it for his own team. So good there. And then Mizuza, he's godlike on those two characters, so if you can take him away, you got a lot better of a chance versus him. You'll love to see it.
I see we have a Volibear locked in for Ripstick, so that probably going to Dax. Dax is pretty mean with that Volibear in the jungle. In response, we see Fruit Basket locking in Jin Thresh, which is a pretty safe bot lane for Team Fruit Basket. And also giving Antus a Hook champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Ban 3 of them.
Did not triple ban him. I do really like that. I think that Antunes is going to be able to do a lot of work with the Thresh. Also very good versus Volibear, able to kind of peel him off and slow him down with the Flay in the box. It's going to be Ashe going over to the side of Team Ripstick as well. Now, Mizuza is also a tremendously huge fan of this. Do like it with the Renata as well for the extra little bit of CC in lane. You know, you just slow him down for days after you manage to land the handshake. Keep Ashe alive too versus dive. Very good combo.
Yeah, as much as Ashe Renata is a poke bot lane, I also think they're a pretty good all-in lane as well with Fight or Die from Renata there. In response to Volibear though, we see Trundle, so maybe trying to pull off some of those stats from Volibear when he ults to kind of counteract that.
Uh-huh.
Though that could also go top lane, because Red is known to go, but he might be a mid lane. So that might not be Red's Trundle there.
Yeah, so is that really pure llama again? Is he subbing in on this team? I thought we just saw him in the last game. I'm
We
not exactly
did.
sure. Yeah.
Which I must comment that that red true llama pure llama, excuse me, was not Team Spider's original top laner. Their top laner was Bacon Pancakes. So
that makes
pure
so
llama is
much sense now.
seeing
Okay.
a little extra gameplay here.
Yeah, llama subbing in and then playing for his own team. God bless this dude, making everything work smoothly. You love to see it.
I see Team Fruit Basket also ban Yone and Anivia, two champions that Mizuza has been practicing recently. So it has not changed from FoF last season. It's still ban Mizuza.
He's got like one more character left in the tank. He can pick Vex, and after that the pool is tremendously pinched. I do like the extra focus there, you know, really targeting somebody down. I think that's a lot better than just spreading the bans around. So great drafting from Team Fruit Basket. We are also seeing a few more different bans targeted towards the top side. I believe you might be a swing top target, but could be for swing mid. And look, Orianna as well. They're farther pushing Mizuza down into the recesses of his champion pool.
Also, Oriana fits pretty well with Fruit Basket's team comp. They have, either Thresh or Trundle to kind of do the Oriana delivery system for the team fight ults that I think Team Fruit Basket's going to look for in their game with their current team comp.
Yeah,
Having, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say not the most efficient ball deliverers, but maybe we see something like a Camille for the top side that is a Trundle jungle, somebody or like a Malphite, something that just jumps on in there. Meanwhile, we got Malzahar and
Yeah.
Gwen.
Mizusa has mained Malzahar a few seasons ago, and he has been trying to bring it back into his fold, so you can't quite ban out Mizusa anymore, as he is trying to, further kind of get more champions into his comfort zone there. We see Gwen as well for Team Ripstick. And
All right.
Graves.
Yeah, Graves Gwen. That's a matchup that we've been seeing a lot in pro play over the past few months as well. I think it's particularly hard to pilot for Graves. You have to make great use of your range spacing, and the extra armor doesn't particularly help you versus Gwen either. So a little bit of an executional burden onto Pure Llama here, assuming that is who is taking that. And yeah, I think it's a very, very interesting draft. I would have maybe liked to see, like I was saying before, a better method of ball delivery to help out Orion and help make these engages happen. But Graves menace in the side lane, able to match Gwen. I think it could work.
Yeah, I think we see here now Team Ripstick definitely looks more like a pick comp with Ash Arrow and like Renata's like ult. Whereas Team Fruit Basket looks like they could do a little bit of both. They could do pick. They could also try to team fight using kind of like Jin's curtain call to kind of start it off with his slow, and then using Oriana. But we might see some action here right away.
Yeah, Dax gonna spot out 3 members of Team Fruit Basket, and they will just continue tucking themselves into this river bush. Orphic walks forward. All 3 members of Fruit Basket are on the attack, but they're getting slowed down here. Gonna be able to walk away.
I'd like to comment that Pure Llama is mid lane this game, and it is red with Graves top. And just a little bit of insider from FoF last season, for those who didn't know, Red really wanted to play Graves top the entirety of season 6 here. So instead, he gets to play it during draft here.
Yeah, hey, good for him. Very fun character. Finally gets to unlock. It's who wouldn't want to play their favorite characters in an event like this, right?
That is very true.
Yeah, like what I'm seeing here. Now, both junglers are probably going to start bot side, clear their way towards top. Seeing the recalls come out from Antai as well, so he is going to be looking for just the trinket change up here. And then both junglers will be getting a nice fat leash from their bot side. I don't think the top lane is particularly great to gank early. Slightly better for the side of Ripstick here, just because Volibear has that guaranteed CC. But we will have to see how the ganks get executed.
Yeah, I think Ripstick might want to favor their bot side with their gank rather than top side. Because of, if you can get your pick tools ahead, right, then you could basically decide on whatever fight you want to pick later on in the game. And also, I think it's going to be hard to catch Graves. Because, yes, there is the stun from Volibear, but Gwen doesn't really have a lot of follow-up, and Graves could just slide away.
Look at Dax's pathing here, though. He blast cone back over the wall towards his base so he could avoid the vision that has been positioned at his Raptors. Unfortunately for him, though, did not realize that there was a ward already on his blue buff too, so he does get spotted out anyway, but nice little try to be sneaky there from Dax. You really like to see it. Plays like that can play off big if you can make the enemy team lose track of you.
Alright, we're seeing Team Fruit Basket trying to push their level 2 there that they got a little early.
Yeah, one more minion though, and Warlord is going to be 2 as well. Him and a Raptor are quite the menace in the 2v2. Just need a few more levels, and maybe then they'll be able to walk down, escape into Antunes. But man, that bot lane, with nameplates on, of course, is very scary. But Antai's here on the top side, gets the pillar in onto Orphic, trying to get away, but does not have flash. Instead, Ghost gives him a little bit more movement. One more auto attack, and the red buff is enough. Untie with a very, very early gank does pay off huge.
Yeah, I did think we forgot to mention about the fact that, you know, Trundle and Graves can pretty much lock down Gwen because, yes, Gwen has Ghost, not Flash. And so they only have their little dash to, like, run away, but Trundle Pillar is just so big, you know?
Yeah, but flashing towards Pure Llama, here it is. Manages to flash out in response. The damage just was not there from Mezuzah. Dax can't put one on the board for Ripstick.
Very surprised with this bot lane here and seeing that Ashe and Renata is actually getting pushed in by Jhin and Thresh.
I would say that Jhin has much better wave clear earlier on just because his Q affects so many minions and so does his W. I think that also makes sense because they have been tracking Dax the whole game, and so they're free to just keep on hitting the wave and pushing in. They're not afraid of getting ganked. They know that the Volibear was topside.
Got it.
Oh, but look at the hook here. Instant cleanse from War Leader. Very nice.
The unfortunate miss from Jhin W.
Yeah, and so that's going to be a summoner spell to call out. Maybe they can get Untie down here. Again, take advantage of the lack of summoner spell, but with Flash, War Leader's still relatively safe. Lane is going to be moving back towards the side of Fruit Basket, so...
And Renata is definitely, like, poking them out there.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit more. We got War Leader taking advantage of his extra range. Anti is doing his gromp right now, so maybe going to be able to position himself for a gank down here on bot as the wave moves towards him. But we'll just decide to recall instead. And Dax looking topside now.
Have you been, you know, been able to play the new TFT set? Are you a TFT player at all?
A TFT player?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah?
Why? What's up? What's up?
This kind of reminds me of, like, I have not played too much of the new set. Oh.
Look at the CC, though, onto War Leader. Ignite comes out. The handshake from Raptor keeps everybody safe. And they so rudely interrupted what you were about to say about TFT.
Yeah, but I've noticed this set. I mean, I'm not a very good TFT player, but, like, this set, there's definitely, I feel like, much more of, like, a lull in trying to set up the team. I'm kind of like how this
War Leader?
going, but there we go.
Unfortunately, you're talking about a lull right as the action gets good. Antunes flashes forward there, knows he can lock him down with the flay.
Oh,
very nice here.
Oh!
Dax on the top side gets the stun onto red. Orphic can't really follow up, doesn't have the dash anymore. Antunes here, level 4 to level 4, has the damage with the Tiamat. Orphic dashing forward as well, but he's all by himself now. Anti takes down the Volibear and subsequently the Gwen too. Such huge ganks, such huge movements from Anti throughout this game. And the Shockwave in mid, Pure Llama looking for just the straight up solo kill. Manages to miss the W though. Very close. Great flash from Mezuzah to keep himself alive.
Yeah, back with the top lane fight there between 2v2 between the top junglers, I think there was a slight confusion or miscommunication on who they needed to focus on there, because I think if Orphic and Dax had just decided on who to hit, they might have been able to squeak away with at least a trade. So, yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed like a little bit of indecisiveness there. Just moving back and forth, couldn't decide whether to, keep on staying in or to get out as soon as Anti showed. So a little tough there.
Now we also see the power of Malzahar. If they were able to survive the, all in by Orianna, and it's like, I don't care, I'm gonna pop a couple potions and I'm gonna keep doing what Malzahar does, which is spread his E over and over again and just push you in and be like, yeah, you almost killed me, but so what? I'm still gonna pressure your wave and make you at least miss a few.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got Lost Chapter 2 enabled by Futures Market, so that let him stay, push a little bit more, gets the teleport out of Pure Llama as well, who similarly has a Lost Chapter in their pockets. Hook going in, hits Raptor, we're not seeing it anymore. Okay. Handshake goes in, does not hit though. And now Pure Llama has a blue buff as well. Mezuzah just crashing the waves over and over into the turret. He's Malzahar. It's just what Malzahar does.
You just taught me another thing today. I did
What's
not know Renata's pull ability was called a handshake.
it
I
is
literally, I literally just called it like the pull tail thing.
the full tail thing. Yeah, it comes from a
Yeah.
weird looking robot thing. Man, that thing's nasty.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's the handshake. Very professional. Renata's abilities are all, of course, business themed.
Oh, that was a hook that might have been another fight there, but unfortunately it was a little miss.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming in. Orphic ready to
Oh.
all in. He's got Dax coming in through this brush here. Red able to put a few shots into Orphic, but not going to be doing too much. Dax wants to get over the red buff, though. Will end up taking it as Red tries to slide away. Great counterplay from Dax, making that gank happen. But, oh, we got Anti on the bot side, though. Look at that. Wants to set up the dive alongside Escape and Antunes Escape. He's got the curtain call packed up and ready to go. Good.
They're gonna dive on this wave here, probably with Jin ult on the background.
Yeah,
Slow him
exactly.
down. Oh,
Here they come.
there
Hook
it is.
goes wide. A little bit of damage here. The pillar cuts them off. The handshake knocks Anti back into this teammate.
Oh no!
Enchanted Crystal Arrow to get the stun as well. The Renata ultimate comes out. War Leader, he's got tempo stacked. Able to put some more damage in Escape and Anti. Now they're on the run. Such a botched dive. Meanwhile in mid as well. Flash forward from Dax over the wall. Could not follow up soon enough on the Malzahar ultimate. Will just start dancing instead. Going to be seeing a split-second replay. Pure Llama suppressed. Oh, he misses the ultimate. That's so funky. The indicator was there.
Yeah, it was. I think he had to be a little bit closer to the wall there, and possibly closer.
Yeah.
On the topic of that dive bot lane, though, we really got to see like the power of Ashe Renata there. Ashe being able to slow down people coming in, Renata doing that ult at the perfect time to just cause that confusion, and Ashe being very smart and choosing their targets wisely. But we see, oh,
The hot shot hit. The hot shot did show them. It did show them.
yeah.
So, know where they are. But very sneaky from Escape and Antunes.
Oh, they're still being.
He's still staying. He's so bold. He's got like 300 HP left. This is getting a little dangerous for the bot lane of Fruit Basket here. They don't care though. Now they're going to be channeling recalls. Escape slowed down. His back is canceled. Could be an opportunity to get Dax down here for a dive as they continue to keep Fruit Basket's bot lane down here.
Yeah, but here now we start to kind of see the power of Graves' top lane here. He just does not care. He's, almost. Oh.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out. Flash away from Antunes. Necessary to keep him safe. Got Escape's flash as well. And on the top side, Orphic all inning red. The scissors go snip, snip, snip. Graves kiting it out, though. Look at that from red. So close there from Orphic. Just one more auto was necessary, but it's a lifesteal. And fleet footwork keeping red alive.
Yeah, but like Graves doesn't care anymore. He's almost done with his shield bow. He has his sustainability. Oh, again, the instant cleanse over there with Thresh and Ashe. But he has sustainability. He has pushing power. He doesn't really care about top lane anymore. He's just going to be chain shoving and then bagging for items or, invading the jungle if he feels inclined to do so and has the vision. Like, Graves is starting to reach a point where he's like, yeah, I gave a kill. We got kills. But now is the point where I'm just going to start pushing.
Yeah, he's just been shoving the wave over and over. Every single time we've seen Orphic all in red, it's been just straight up in front of the blue team turret, in front of the Ripstick turret right there. So that just shows how much red has been pushing. But now Dax looking to stop Team Fruit Basket from taking this Rift Herald. He's a little bit late on the call, but looking for the fight. Pure Llama getting a nice shockwave off. It's Dax off the wall straight onto his face. He's dropping very low. An auto attack will do it. Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes wide, but it doesn't matter. And Ty has the kill there. Him and Red are going to slap each other, shoot each other around a little bit. Mizuza's got no mana. Him
Unfortunately,
and
there was
Raptor are on the run.
follow-up. Yeah, that fight we had a really great Orianna ult there with Trundle. I think that really turned that fight around. Oh,
look at the hook though,
the moves.
How you put him on the hook, characters, everybody. He looks good. Will be burned down, but not going to be enough. Instead, will be satisfied with the summoner spell acquired from Raptor. Herald gets a tremendous amount of plating too, and it will bring the game state up to 3k gold diff for Team Fruit Basket.
Yeah, immediate turnaround for Team Fruit Basket there. Just immediately using that Herald, like, there's no point holding it around. We'll just use it here, get the guaranteed place from mid lane, keep the game moving.
Yeah. Oh, look at War Leader's build here. He's going the Mana Mune. I hate this. This is. I hate this. Abraham Ash build has no place on Summoner's Rift. I don't care. You could play it in support, I guess, but it just feels so wrong. I hate this.
I kind of feel like you want, at the very least, Shield Bow, maybe even Kraken Slayer. I don't know much about the Air Mash build. What is the Air Mash build? Is it like Monomine Imperial?
Yeah, it's mandate after this usually. I'm not sure what
Oh,
other mythic
man.
item. I mean, I guess you could go lethality, but yeah, this is like the poke build. You just poke him out. I remember.
Well, this like seriously skews Ripstick's like damage profile. That means that they're mostly gonna be AP damage because with the
yeah.
Imperial Mandate, it's gonna be AP proc. So that means all Trundle has to do is just like stack Trundle and Red is just buy whatchamacallit?
Force of Nature. That's gonna be
Force
such
of
a
Nature or even
quality
Maw.
buy. But look at this dragon fight here. Antai gets the pillar out. The hostile takeover comes out.
Build.
Pure gets stuck. And Antunes does too. The blue team, Ripstick, claims the dragon. Pure Llama goes down straight up to the damage from Dax and Mazuza. They're chasing down Antai now. War Leader puts an arrow into his back and finds the kill there. Escape, and Antunes is driven back to the bot lane. And now it's up to Ripstick to get some damage onto this turret mid. But Red has some more to say, wants to put a little bit more damage on out there. Mizuza, War Leader, Raptor all got their sights set on this mid turret, and it will be going down.
Yeah, and we see Red has decided to go with Merc Treads as he understands that, yeah, Ash is definitely also going Monomuni build, the Mandate build. So yeah, this is doubly good. I think he originally went to do it anyway since he's against Gwen, but like, I think if Team Fruit Basket here just, keeps their lead, kind of hangs on and buys some magic resist, I don't know how.
Yeah, look, they're looking for Red here. 3 members up on the top side. The needles come out. Dax flashing forward, though. He's got the lightning coming out. It does not manage to land, though. Red barely limping out of there with his life. The shield bow ending up making the difference. Now, Antai's here. Raptor trying to run some interference, gets the pillar on the Dax, and he's walking forward. Pure Llama, he knows he's got the shockwave for backup, just has to land it.
Oh, there it is!
Be back, chomps him in half. Antai and Pure Llama making it work. The TP for good measure. Definitely did not need that one, Red, but you're there for moral support. Azusa, he's now arrived, spell shielded up, but what else can he do to this fearsome squad that is Fruit Basket?
I take back my words about how the scheme was very, calm. There's been a lot of action since then.
Oh yeah, you were saying that for the first 5 minutes of the game, but don't worry,
Yeah.
everybody knows that League of Legends doesn't actually get good until 5 minutes and 5 seconds.
Oh man. Oh.
Dax blasting over the wall though. Finds
Antai's
trying to seal his
caught
walls.
out.
Ty is in a pretty bad spot. He will get a nice chomp, get some HP back, trying to auto himself over, and he gets over the wall with the blast cone again. Orphic though chasing him down. Malzahar ult comes out onto Red. And he will get taken down by War Leader. This is such a bad position for Fruit Basket. A total disaster, really, all for some wolves.
I don't think that they knew. I think Dax was literally like, "Oh, I'm just gonna come here to take my cams," and I was like, "Oh, oops, you caught me," and Ripstick was just in a better place.
Definitely. Yeah, the curtain call comes out, but it doesn't really do anything here. Just everybody piles on to Red. Got ulted by Malzahar, and then Antunes can't even crawl away.
Alright, so at this position here, I think Ripstick is actually at a better spot. Like, the Renata ult is just so powerful, and you could have Volibear right there in the mist with his ult. Oh.
Yeah, flash forward from Mizuza to put some damage on, but that's about it. Very interesting call right there. Could not follow up the Volibear CC. Ripstick now, it's their turn to invade the jungle.
I'd also like to mention though that one Malzahar E has taken about a quarter of Oriana's health because of the Leandries as well as the spell pen boots. So we're starting to see Malzahar being able to chip away at anyone's health bar now with that mythic completion.
Big fan of ambient damage like that. Yeah. Feels good. Red. No, they're all in there. He can't hear them. He's wearing AirPods. Oh my god. Just gets obliterated there. 5 members of Ripstick showing their dominance on the top side. Taking down the wave and probably the turrets. Anti, please don't face check that next. Ripstick, though, looking good.
Fruit Basket has had like a 3-4K lead for quite a while now, but recently, Ripstick has been able to close that gap and is now only mere 1.5, and they might like decrease that even further with this Rift Herald take.
Yeah, it's coming in. There's the suppression onto Anti. The hostile comes out, locks down Pure Llama, and he cannot get away from the dot from Malzahar. Great ultimate coming in from Rapture and a fantastic map movement from Ripstick. They've got the game back in their hands now.
Yep. The gold lead is almost non-existent. It's just who can play the fight better. And so far, that has been Team Ripstick.
Yeah,
handing
100%.
out death. I think they're forcibly strapping Fruit Basket onto the Ripstick and be like, here, you try it. You know what I mean? They're just like sending in that Ronaldo. It's like, yeah, you guys beat each other up and we'll see what happens.
They're the neighborhood bullies now, you know, they're just Ripstick-based torture. That's awful. I hate to see it.
Yeah, looking at builds here, I don't understand what Red's building. I wonder if that's
Red's building Bloodthirster.
Oh, that's Bloodthirster.
Pretty standard Graves build for the lifesteal. Revisiting Warlord's build. Actually, never mind. Look at that flash forward to steal the dragon from Anti. He's trying to put Team Fruit Basket back in this, but Orphic's dashing forward. The needles are cutting through just about everybody. Dax going down, manages to keep himself alive just a little bit longer. He will fall. Orphic, though, he's almost completely invincible. So much damage, so much lifesteal. The suppression finally comes in from Mezuzah, and he will be taken down. There's just so much damage flying everywhere. Red with the extra lifesteal stays alive alongside Escape. They will put the stopper into this, and let's take a look at the replay here. The smite is so good.
Yeah, and it looked for a second that Team Ripstick was winning the fight. I mean, they had the fight or die, and it procced off, and they were... but we see that the Oriana landed a really good ult on the backline that kind of slowed down the push. You see here, Malzahar suppressing Oriana, and it's just, they somehow managed to turn it around.
Yeah.
Turned it around.
Antunes with a great sacrifice play to make sure everybody could get CC'd into Red's damage. So many resources expended that fight. It's just crazy. Damage flying everywhere, kills all over the place. This is the kind of League of Legends that we're here for.
Oh, do you think this game is gonna go into 7 Drakes?
Very well could.
These fights are being coin flippy.
They are coin flippy, yeah. It's just 1 or 2 members left alive. I feel like eventually, though, one team is going to have enough damage to just completely destroy the other. It's just a matter of who has the last single member standing and which member that is, too.
I agree. But I think we're going to see some of these fights slow down soon enough, especially when Malzahar finishes his rabbis. I also would like to note that Ashe has gone shield bow right after Manamine. So I have no clue. I guess it's just Manamine for the extra mana to throw out more of those W's, those volleys.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I guess so. It's so weird, though. You basically never see that on Ashe.
It's either like you commit straight crit, or you go, you know, the Bork Rageblade What's End, you know? It's one or the other.
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, but Anti, look, he's got his sights set onto Orphic. I've seen this a million times before. How many times has Anti ganked top this game? How many times has Orphic died to that same gank? But now War Leader trying to walk away. He's got the movement speed thanks to Renata's W here. Keeping him alive just a little bit longer.
Thresh almost
somebody else.
There's no vision for Dax there to check his. Oh, and they're going straight for the Baron. This will be a. Yeah, and we have Malzahar still bot lane, so this might just go over to Team Fruit Basket here. They
Yeah, they've
They're
got it pretty
going out pretty
fast.
quickly. Oh,
Red
Velibear's
has
going
got
in.
the fourth shot. Oh, the smite comes in, but it is not enough for Dax to secure it. War Leader stuck around with just a sliver of HP too, and Red just explodes his damn head off. Now the curtain call shots are finding their way straight into Mizuza's body. Will get smote, and it turns around to suppress the Trundle. Pulled back with a handshake, on tight, trying to get out of there. He will manage to get away, and it's a fully Baroned up Team Fruit Basket here, making some more counter jungling plays and just getting their resets in to spend their hard-earned cash.
Get some ward charges back. Probably set up for that Infernal Drake there in the bot side again. Probably try to leverage their push here, get pressure in their lanes, and try to fight another fight Dragon. But let's note that, you know, Renata will have their ult back for the fight, as well as this looks like Renata there, but maybe Malzahar before the fight starts. So Team Ripstick will have all of their tools in their belt to create another massively chaotic fight with Renata ult. So
Yeah. Now the good news for Ripstick is that it's not quite soul point yet. They've still got one more dragon to give before it's starting to become overwhelming here, but Orphic is going to get picked off yet again. Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes wide. They can't save the homie, but the Ghost saves himself. Very nice there, Orphic managing to evade that.
yeah, and good for Team Ripstick is that Asher will be back, because I believe the cooldown on that is probably about 50 seconds on that Ashe ult. So they'll still have it back, so a very low-cost ult burn for Team Ripstick to try and make sure Orphic kind of runs away from that pick that Team Fruit Basket was trying to make. But I would like to note that even though Team Fruit Basket is the one that's swarming the bot lane, Team Ripstick still has some decent vision around there.
Yeah, very
so
true.
They're not very worried, because they'll know when Team Fruit Basket starts. But Red doing what he's wanted to do forever, just be Graves and just bully and push over and over again.
The man just wants to shoot some shotgun shells. There's nothing more respectable than that, but he will get shot himself. Has to QSS to get out of the way here. Does manage to flash away from the handshake. Very nice evasion there. So both top laners got some fancy moves getting out of these gang situations. He's blasting over the wall, putting himself into the dragon pit here. Now, Team Fruit Basket, they want to just pull this out, play it slowly, take the dragon here. Dax, but then he manages to get the steal on
There's the ult.
Takeover lands on everybody, and we'll see how much Ripstick can do with this. Dax kept alive by the Renata W, but it's not enough. Mizuza suppressing Antunes, but he's all by himself on the bottom side. Red and Anti chasing him down, shooting him in the back, getting one more kill for Team Fruit Basket before they're about to shove this bot lane all the way in.
That was a very good Renata ult that hit the majority of Team Fruit Baskets. But however, I think that, you know, we didn't have Mizuza with his Malzahar being able to follow up with that, you know, massively chaotic ult to like select a target for Team Ripstick there. And he was unfortunately caught out alone. And so, you know, Team Fruit Basket just divided the fight. Like, we're going to ignore everyone on the top side of the river. We're just going to go pick Mizuza because he has no one to defend him.
Yeah, and he's got no flash either. Really tough to get out of that situation. Just the collapse did not quite work for Team Ripstick there, and that is just unfortunate. So going to be Fruit Basket pulling even further ahead here. Despite getting the dragon stolen, they've still got a tremendous gold lead. They still were able to take advantage of the Baron buff they had acquired and still managed to push in quite a bit here. So looking to reestablish some vision. Antunes sweeping it out, and we'll see what they do from here.
I'd like to say, though, that Mizuza, as in conjunction with War Leader, is definitely, you know, giving the Malzahar tax or the CC tax, as we have two members of Team Fruit Basket, Graves and Trundle, their front lines, ready with a QSS. They've sacrificed that 1,300 gold.
Yeah, and Honestly, really good on both those characters. Antai as the frontliner going to be getting Malzahar ulted a lot. This really puts a damper on that for Team Ripstick here. Enchanted Crystal Arrow does land on the Antunes, and so does Dax. They're all piling in. The box comes out. Locket manages to keep Antunes alive a little bit longer, but he's going to get shot by his own buddies. Escape now, trying to kite Orphic out. Gwen is so fast. Mizu's on the backside, doing some damage to Pure Llama, and Dax manages to run some interference too, but the health bars are so low. Mizu's got to get out of there. Antai's just tearing them apart with his club. So good for Team Fruit Basket. They're looking to close out this game. Orphic and Raptor are the only ones left standing.
Yeah, that fight was just... It started out so well for Team Ripstick, but it just got turned around so quickly.
Yeah, I know. The engage on the Antunes looked pretty good, but great job from Fruit Basket for being able to kite that one out. That's one of the big strengths, I think, of Graves. Oriana and even Jin, too. Just so much movement speed, allowing you to just schmoove on your opponents. But Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands onto Escape. He doesn't have any tools to get out of this, and he's going to be paying the price.
Oh, but he splashed.
And it's Orphic trying to finish him off.
Oh, he's
with Fleet Raptor threw him forward, and it cost them the entire kill there. That is such a huge loss in that play for
I would have been
Ripstick.
so tilted if I'm on Team Ripstick side right there. They burned so much for that, but they might still be able to turn around. They're doing a desperation Baron here. They're like, hey, Jin is pretty much out of the fight. Maybe we can sneak this by, but Team, Fruit Basket, they're coming in. They're like, nah, we're not gonna let you have this for free.
Antai gets handshaked out. He cannot get in there to smite the Baron. Dax does claim it, and Antunes gets a nice hook onto Orphic here. Escape and Pure Llama. A little bit of friend-on-friend violence. Big collateral damage comes in, and Orphic's still trying to get out of there, but Escape finally catches up, collects him with the Collector's Execute. And now, once again, Ripstick falling behind.
Yeah, but Ripstick does have Baron on their side, so they might be able to, try to delay this a little bit. They're like, hey, we could buff our units, we could farm up here a little bit here. But, like, Team Fruit Basket, they're like, yeah, you could have Baron. We're fine with that. We'll still beat you up a bit. We're still gonna have that pushing power. We're not that concerned. We're actually gonna just try and secure this dragon.
Yeah, and dragons are at 2-2 thanks to Dax heroics. I feel like this is just the recurring theme of the game. He's able to get in there, get the objectives, but his team just gets destroyed in the fight. This time, Mizu's packing the extra smite, though, thanks to Spellbook, so maybe this turns the tide in the favor of Team Ripstick here.
And also, we have Team Ripstick. They're gathering together this time. They're not trying to split it. They're like, okay, last time we tried to split the fight, doesn't work. Oh, we might see the start here. I will note that Renata, ult's coming up in a very few seconds of time.
He's looking for Antunes. Escape
Red's coming behind.
There's so much. He gets obliterated. Orphic staying alive thanks to his spell vamp, but here comes the curtain call. You better start running Team Ripstick, because it's going to be Antai, Pure Llama, and Escape coming for those booties. They have to play the outside. Antai, he's the jungler. He's still alive, able to get this Drake uncontested now, and Ripstick's running for the hills. They've got to manage their waves here because the inhib is down in mid.
Yeah, but this puts Team Ripstick in a pretty precarious position. They know that Team Fruit Basket is now at Soul Point, and I think if Fruit Basket gets that Fire Dragon Soul, I think the game's done. They already have the damage, the extra damage. Yeah, it's not... I think Team Ripstick wants that extra damage over Fruit Basket there. So...
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want extra damage, right? It's League of Legends, you gotta kill your opponents somehow. Extra damage just makes it faster, but do agree. Escape on the Jin will be loving that Infernal Soul, that extra percentage attack damage. You know how much extra Jin gets thanks to his weird, funky scalings.
Yeah, and Trundle is getting harder and harder to kill. He has, Titanic. He has both his Divine Thunder and Titanic Era Hydra, and he has that. I don't know what that's called.
That's the Spectre's Cowl.
Spectre's Cowl, but it looks like it's going to Spirit's Message. Once that's done, I think Trundle's going to be pretty much unkillable.
Yeah, Antunes hooks Dax there, but just Gonna throw him off kilter for a second. Nothing left to be found. Team Fruit Basket setting up all around this dragon. Agree with what you were saying before, yeah. Anti's looking pretty unkillable now, especially stealing Dax's stats in these fights, but Dax, he's running forward, gets Antunes. Flash. Antunes stepping a little bit too far forward.
Can't help but notice, but Escape is untouchable. He is no deaths.
This dude is just too good at League of Legends.
He is.
That's what they say about Spencers who play AD carry. You know, turns out they're pretty good players.
Yeah, you guys are.
But yeah,
playing with you often, yeah.
Big props to Escape here. Big fan of that guy. Dax, he's got this sight set on Red. Red cleanses away the stun, tries to walk away, but there's just too much in the way of CC here. Cannot get out. In the meantime, though, look at Fruit Basket. They're just shoving straight down mid. This play could cost the game for Team Ripstick. I think they're going to get back in time, though.
Yeah. They take the inhibitor right around the time that Baron's gonna spawn pretty soon, so they'll have to contend with that mid hit being down. But oh look, Fruit Basket's going for more. They're taking at least another tower.
Just an easy rotation for them to follow up on. Mid lane inhibitor, not too much of a concern for Team Ripstick here. I think that's probably a really good case scenario. They remove the pressure from Red and also find an extra little source of income there. Mid is very easy to manage. Plus, an objective bounty claimed by Orphic too. So, good play from Ripstick to keep themselves in this game.
Yeah. But dang, that took 5 people.
He's just looking for it. He's chem tanked up. Oh, he's just making a little donut though. Does not want to fully commit.
Oh, Gwen has claimed another objective bounty, getting some much needed gold back into Ripstick's pockets, but there's still a pretty significant gold deficit between Ripstick and Fruit Basket, and this Baron is coming up in 42 seconds.
Oh, they're camping the bush. They have got no idea. They need to hawkshot this, otherwise they can't walk past. I guess they could just recall too. War Leader, too dangerous. You can't do it, brother! You have no vision! Oh my god. Just gunned down. No mercy from Escape. And they've got... Oh, don't watch this again. Oh, no. That's terrible. You're really gonna do War Leader like this? You're gonna show it again? Oh my god. You guys are bullies. It's on broadcast.
He almost had that blast point. He almost got out, but Andrew's like, nah, you're sticking here for the long run.
Cannot believe it. Baron is wide open now.
That is easy.
All the vision in the world, and it's only 8 seconds till they spawn. Just gonna push one more mid wave, and they'll be able to clean that one up easy.
And War Leader is down for 20 seconds, so I don't think Ripstick can really contest this very well, but I think they have to try at this point.
They gotta try or else they lose, I think. They might be able to do it with the Renata ultimate.
Oh,
with Orphic's big damage. Antunes is going in though. Orphic rooted out. Raptor dropping very low. Look at the damage from Gwen though. She's fully immune. Escape getting autoed by the Baron. He's so low as well. Dax trying to get back in onto him. Does not manage to find the kills though. So many low health bars on the side of Team Ripstick here. And Orphic's trying to tear him apart with his scissors. There's a nice handshake from Raptor. Orphic staying alive just a little bit longer. Look at the healing. Look at the damage. The Gwen solo carrying, making sure Fruit Basket can stay in this. Exhaust comes in. It's going to be a cleanse from Escape. Keeps himself moving. But wow, these fights are insane.
Yeah, I mean, Renata had Raptor just found that perfect Renata ult to just swipe through that Baron pit. And just Gwen is able to just go in that chaos. And, you know, unfortunately for Team Fruit Basket, if you're under Team Renata's ult, all of that gold that they've earned for themselves, they're kind of using it on each other, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like she makes you hit your teammates with her wallet this time. It's not your own team bearing the full brunt of that. So, yeah, that's exactly what it looked like would happen. Raptor, big credit there. Makes the whole fight happen, even without War Leader. Oh, man. And turns it into an incredibly close game. We're getting 7 Drakes. Just like you wanted, Arena.
Didn't want it.
You did. Don't watch.
I guess that it would happen. I've seen too many of them happen. But like, it's just after so many coin flippy fights, it's just going to happen. It's just going against. You can't predict who's gonna win until the very end result, because both teams just have so many tools to just throw things around.
It's just so hard, yeah. Orphic is scaling so hard. If he doesn't buy that elixir in that last fight, if he doesn't spend 500 of his hard-earned gold on that, then his team surely loses the entire game. But Anti, he's ulted out. Dax, he's so squishy now. Pure Llama cleans up the kill. The curtain call comes down. And it's Fruit Basket that's looking to end the game here. Or not. Take Baron, then end the game. Play it safe.
Yeah. I'd like to note, Escape was very smart, and he kind of stayed away from that Renata ult at the beginning of that fight there. Able
Good
to
catch.
use an ability.
Yeah, Escape has been maneuvering quite well this game. 8-0 still. 700 gold bounty on his head and yet to be claimed.
He is almost full build. He just needs to get that GA, and then he's just gonna be a 4-shot machine gun running around.
Yeah, 4th shot, God. Do want to see how possibly Ripstick can make their way back into this. I guess it's going to come down to the Dragon Soul and possibly the Elder Dragon after that, but their inhibs are coming back up. A lot of pressure from Fruit Basket here, and nobody to defend the minute in quite yet.
Yep, Dax alone, trying his best to delay it.
Will get taken down.
I think what Ripstick wants is to be able to find someone to isolate with that Malzahar ult and pick off before they have their big team fight with their not ult. But just like, Mezusa doesn't really have a lot of options. Graves is too tanky. Same thing with Trundle. Orianna is
QS already, actually.
Yeah, they do. And Orianna's, playing in the back. Same thing with Jhin. And do you really want to pick off Thresh?
It's better than
It's
nothing.
better than nothing. But I think that's the only target that Malzahar has, because Orianna and Jhin is just leveraging their range so well. Oh, but we have a
under
here.
attack by Orphic and Dax. He's got so much in the way of stolen stats, though. Ash Arrow lands. Make sure that the two homies can escape. And they will be regrouping with Escape, who was getting attacked by Mezusa. Mezusa pays the price for that one. Escape manages to even keep his GA, and he backs with the Empowered Baron recall. 50-second respawn timer for Mezusa. Things are not looking good for Ripstick.
No, they're doing an almighty push with their Baron on those siege minions. See Red so tanky, just no care in the world. Dashing in, trying to throw a few pot shots in there, but they're using their Baron minions, just starting to lay that siege heavily. Jin's coming around.
Yeah, they're waiting for Escape to come over, but he's actually going to be catching the wave on the bot side. They don't want to push for the full end yet, despite Mezusa being down. This might be a mistake. I think that this really lets Ripstick back into the game, lets them fight one more time for the dragon. Maybe Rap gets a big Renata ultimate again. We'll have to see 50 seconds on the dragon respawn. They know where Team Fruit Basket is.
They learned from last time. They're like, I don't think we should walk in there.
Yeah. Good job.
Oh, but they're doing it again. They're saying, do you have object permanence?
Yeah, they're just still sitting there. Waiting for the flank. Orphic's walking past. War leaders on the wrong side of the team.
Smart move. They are trying to go through mid into river. That is the play.
Yeah, it's all about the choke points. Joshi always says this.
Always about the choke points, but they have no vision of... Oh, they see a ward down there.
Hawk shot, such a good hawk shot. Spotting everybody out. War leaders on the front side, though. Hook lands in onto Orphic, but he does become immune. Look at the Renata ultimate, though. Antunes drops so low. Dax flies in and takes him down. Curtain call opens up, but it's not going to be too much. War leader putting out a lot of damage, but the health bars actually are in the favor of Team Ripstick here. They are coming back in this... Oh, excuse me. In the favor of Team Fruit Basket here. They are coming back in this fight. War leader all by himself. He's on the wrong side of everybody trying to get away. Gets chomped. It's an ace for Team Fruit Basket. They will claim the Dragon Soul with 50-second respawn timers once again. They're going to look to claim the game.
Yeah,
I think they can.
yeah, the Renata ult, it landed on the majority of Fruit Basket, but it did, again, miss Jin, who was
Yeah.
able to back up enough, get that curtain call going, and unfortunately, the Renata ult wasn't enough for Team Ripstick to hope that Team Fruit Basket would beat themselves up. There was just too big of the health bars on both Red and on Anti, and they were able
Yeah.
to just blast through the Renata and go right back on and beat Team Ripstick. But it looks like they're taking it safe and they're not ending the game quite yet.
Okay.
Looks like they're probably playing for yet another Baron fight. Try to, keep it a little safe, maybe a little too safe. But, with a
Man.
10k gold lead, is it really too safe? It's more like they're playing with their food a little bit there.
I swear to God, War Leader had Infinity Edge and he sold it for Rage Blade. Very interesting call there. He's got a stopwatch now though to keep himself safe in these upcoming fights. I was gonna say, as the gold lead gets to these numbers, as the gold total for both teams really, the difference matters less and less. Lots of members are approaching full build. It's really coming down to who's gonna play better in these fights.
Yeah, and Jin's GA is still not been popped.
Kind of nuts, dude. Escape's
Yeah.
so clean.
The escape is just positioning so well.
Yeah, I'm so impressive there.
I know
Amazing
that
player.
at this point I'd be inting my ass off, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it would be tough. It would be tough. Yeah, they have so much CC on the side. Team Ripstick here. How are they going to use it though? Baron's up in 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and it's already Fruit Basket poised to take it. Red doing some nice just matching of Orphic in the bot side. Orphic back though. He's going to be looking for a teleport into mid. This is the big chance for Fruit Basket to close out the game, or for Ripstick to come back in. Red has TP, but he's just walking over manually.
Yeah,
And it's all tense.
It's very tense. Fruit Basket realizes that this could be the fight that they win, but it could also be a fight where they could, extend the game for Ripstick. But it looks like Ripstick decided, nah, we're gonna try to kill Red.
Look at it. He's got the cleanse, but it doesn't cleanse much. Orphic doesn't quite manage to finish him off. Look at the big Renata ultimate all over everybody. Dax, he's just barely getting away. He's going down in reality. Anti, he's so tanky. Trundle the Thief, he's stealing your stats. He can't do anything. Gonna chomp down Raptor as well. It will be
shot
that claims the next kill. Mizuza now on the run. Gale Force forward. He's silenced out Escape. Can he make his way out? Gets rooted, gets chopped, and blown up. And now here comes the teleport from Pure Llama. The ace has come in for Team Fruit Basket, and they are closing out this game. The last Nexus turret goes down. The Nexus will follow, and Fruit Basket finally manages to finish him off.
Yeah, as I kind of thought, it was just a matter of time before Team Fruit Basket was just able to get the items they needed to just tank out all of the damage input from Team Ripstick there.
Uh-huh.
And it was time well spent. Red with that killer farm, as well as Trundle just building so tanky that the Renata ult, it just didn't matter because they were just so, they were just big meatbags that didn't care if they walloped themselves a couple times. Afterwards, they're just like, yeah, whatever, we're just gonna come right back.
Yeah, and I gotta give a huge shout out to the Trundle counter pick for Anti. It looked so amazing, especially versus a single tank composition. Melting Dax resists, just putting him in the dirt every single fight, able to make him a very squishy bear. Worked out incredibly well for Fruit Basket here, but big props to both sides. It looked like an incredibly close, incredibly fun game, and that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I also have to give props to Escape for that really good positioning, and Antunes for being able to, grab those hooks as well as being able to peel. And yeah, and yes, War Leader did build Rageblade there, so it was like a
Yeah.
hybrid build. I I think maybe if
It's
you
it's it's
committed,
just oh
yeah,
you either go
one way
Phantom
or the
Dancer
other.
or you go on hit with Rageblade. You have neither, War Leader. You have neither. All right, but enough about that. Let's head on over to the interview with the winner. Who's it gonna be?
Hello, folks. Final interview today. Chris Edgeworth here with Escape, formerly of RLS, but now the man representing the Fruity Basket. Welcome so much, and how you feeling after the win?
I'm feeling very solid. I had some fun banter with a couple of the people before game, and actually the Jin pick hit some alarm bells in War Leader's brain, making him think that it was anti ADC. So I'm glad that I'm not associated with this champion, and I could like play him to a decent extent.
Right on. Yeah, well, we'll talk about your play on Jin in a second. I do want to get your thoughts on the draft that was put together. Like you say, you were able to obscure in your shell game against War Leader. What was going on in the draft with you being in the bot side, anti in the jungle? You folks had Graves, Trundle, Ori, Jin, and Thresh. I'm looking at my notes and I wrote Antunes, which is a great Freudian slip there. Because I mean,
Accurate.
Antunes was really popping off on the Thresh. But we'll talk
Oh
about the
my
game in a
god.
second. Talk to me about this draft.
All right. I mean, top to bottom, we know that Mez is a huge threat. That's not a surprise to anybody. We know that they can flex pick the Wukong. We're expecting it to be Dex and Orphic between those two, either jungler or top lane, respectively. We were right about that. We weren't actually sure where everyone was going into this game. We weren't sure if it was going to be Raptor in the top lane, Ward Leader support, Orphic ADC was another like possible option. I was really not expecting Ward Leader ADC. Props to him to pop that one out. But Volibear comes out as a flex pick as an alternative to the Wukong, so we just pick our bot lane. I think Jhin is probably the safest ADC you can pick in the entire game right now. He's ridiculously strong. We've seen him pulled out a couple times already today, and he's had a ridiculous amount of success. I think Renata's... yeah, you know what? Chew away at me, chat. I think Renata's a bad champion. I don't think really she serves much of a purpose at this level. I know that people can make her work, but I don't think she's any good. Feel free to have fun with that one. But Raptor and War Leader honestly did a really good job on the bot lane. You know, you grab Trundle to deal with the single tank option, and then they only draft single tank from that point forward. Orphic doesn't grab anything tanking for the top side, which I think is what really doomed them, because they just couldn't. They had nothing to eat the Jhin shots, and they had nothing to eat the Oriole to the Graves damage, and so they just exploded right in front of us. And honestly, Mez and War Leader did a really good job of trying to keep us down, but at the end of the day, like their draft just literally gets poked holes in by curtain call, and they fell apart. I think that macro wise they played pretty solid, especially considering how little time that these teams have had to prepare, us included. But I feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot, and I think it might just because they weren't really sure about where they were going to do their lane assignments until quite recently.
Well, I do want to ask you about your experience in this game playing as the Fast, because you were popping off. Antunes was doing his best Secret Service impression half the time, diving to make sure that you ended up with 0 deaths in the death column. At the end there, it looks like that they had decided that it was time to take down Mr. President. Orphic went in for the assassination and couldn't come up with it in the end. We also saw in the middle of the game you were able to sneak out after they hit you with that arrow in the mid lane, and you got out with, like, I want to say a 16 health or something like that. So that was really awesome to see you continue to get away with it. The classic Jesse line. So yeah, just talk to me about your play in this game and having fun as you were able to pop off 12-0 and 17 in this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't pick up my first kill until about 30 minutes into the game. It's basically just very heavily reserved Jhin play. It's not really my job to deal a lot of the damage. It just happened in the later stages as my items started to come through, and once you pick up a collector... Or no, I didn't get my first kill 30 minutes. What am I talking about? I got my first kill way earlier than that, but my kills were definitely stinted.
It didn't start racking up until later. Because in one thing I forgot to mention before you continue is that in lane, it was very interesting because Antunes was just serving up those hooks, War Leader hit the cleanse, and everyone just went about their day.
Yeah, no, he did a really good job of just consistently burning the summoners off of their bot lane. Kevin did, Antunes. It was really impressive to see his Thresh in full swing. Haven't played a competitive game with him yet, but boy, does his mind go into a different mode. But yeah, no, Jhin is just kind of play reserved. You know you're going to hit your item power spikes. You know you're going to be strong. So just provide as much utility as you can, get as much gold as ends up in your pocket. You don't need to take any, in my mind. And just as a side effect, Red had a really strong game in the top lane, but oh my god, Abdul Pure Llama had some unbelievable Orioltes in mid and late game. And just some one in like an early dragon that just kind of saved the game. We could have totally lost it there. So I think really I just happened to snowball off of my team's good doings, just because Jhin starts to do that as you get into the later stages of the game. He's got % missing health. He's going to get executes. He's going to get kills. But I genuinely think, like, looking at the Orianna and the Graves, I think those were much bigger pieces of why this game turned out the way it did, and I just happened to capitalize on it and turned it into a very good numbers game.
Yeah, so there's something I forgot to bring up while we were talking about draft, but I'll ask you now if you can let slip, because they were talking about it on the broadcast that Red really wanted to play Graves like all season and didn't get the go-ahead. So was he really excited that you folks were letting him off the leash that UB constantly has him on?
Yeah, I mean, at a personal, like, level, I think that the players know what they're good at, and I think that it's ridiculous. How do I word this so that I actually get my point across? I think that looking at solo queue statistics to determine competitive success is a little bit of a trap. That being said, none of us are playing this game at the same level the pros are, so it's not worth looking at pro level success either. I think it's really, really healthy for just letting a meta develop